Hey everyone, Hans here, hope you're doing well. Today I'm going to present you all with a very big problem in society. It has been hushed for centuries already and it's time to come forth and speak true. It is the problem, the medical condition of insectoid indigestion. And some of you already know where I'm gonna go with this. Uh, and I'm definitely gonna do so. But I will lay it out a little bit because sometimes some people will not understand, and with the next explanation, you might present it to them. Insectoid indigestion, very simply explained, is the individuals with this medical condition who are unable to digest insectoids. Ta-da! Very simple. And attached to that, you could even say these people should instead live off a healthy diet consistent of meat, raw honey, raw milk, fruits, fish, vegetables. Preferably from a non-industrial source where these foodstuffs are unspoiled by hormone treatments, all kinds of or we have been subject to all sorts of poisoning to allow the insects to stay away, the insectoids to stay away. So those vegetables won't be eaten or have eggs all over them, that sort of thing. Alright, having that said, this is part of the new normal, as the anti-whites would have it. There's gonna be soon probably insectoid cults, as sure as there are vegetable cults. I propose that you let those two fight it out with each other and stay out of that useless crossfire. um, what else must I address? It is definitely also worthwhile to look at the stores who sell these insectoid products. They should probably be sued because it's only a sign that their health departments are severely lacking or are willfully poisoning people with this stuff, with these insectoid parts in everything, these eggs in everything. I will also present to you several of the potential forms of harm that can come from eating insects that you cannot digest. For example, let's say that even if you can digest something with 8 legs but not something with 6 legs, you can digest something with 20 eyes but not something with 100 eyes. There is no knowing it, and prevention is sometimes the best cure. What happens, by the way, if you have some insect, by the way, when they die, their carcass contains the larvae of their species. And these larvae eat up the carcass and then start crawling all over the place. Or they still have eggs in the body. Insects are very small. It's even for a machine, it's practically impossible to get it all out. You do understand that, I may hope. What happens if those eggs hatch in your stomach? Maybe your fluids will actually digest that, and the larva will be undone. Okay, what if it doesn't? There are certain species of insect that are pretty resistant. Hmm? Something that a company or a restaurant would have been sued for or be in big trouble for would be closed for if there were cockroaches in the kitchen or anything like that. Suddenly we're going to have to accept that that very filth might be in your soup. You're just supposed to keep, gobbling it all up. Why is there no talk about it? Well, Hanz has started. Some people, most people are already like, ew, that's gross. Well, yeah, okay, very good. Can we also bring it down to analysis a little bit more? I mean, that's what I'm doing, right? Like, really look into it. It's like, where is the actual harm? What about insects that have new types of poisons in them, toxins of all kinds, that are not gonna run through your system? Think that's gonna be good for you? Uh, do you prefer? Yeah. What if you're allergic to certain parts of an insect? And it's all mashed together in one big goo. Let's say you can digest the bodies, but you can't digest the wings. By the way, are you listening to what I'm saying? That this might all be in your mouth and your stomach, or in the mouth and stomachs of the people you love? Even by accident, because stores are hiding it, right? In some instances, we have products that have these remnants of insect in them, but it's just not on the label. There are some, yeah, some anti-whites have already put it out there, that labeling does not need to be accurate anymore. In other words, what are they poisoning us with? Try, and please stay away from these stores where you know that they're selling these insect products, because you can bet that everything that they're gonna start selling is gonna be absolute poison by the end of the day. I suppose you can go buy some stuff there, have some, if you know the people for it, you have some investigations done, see if there is insect parts in them, and if they find out, yep, there is, now you can sue them. That could be a good time, It's like, if these companies start mass poisoning thousands upon thousands of their customers, I do not think that they have the right to stay around. And I think that the ones who own those places and who sanction all of this should vanish appropriately or should vanish in appropriate places far away from decent society. Just a thought. There is more that I want to mention, but I can't quite think of it straight away. Yeah, insectoid indigestion. Some might say, well, but that is something that the anti-whites do, Hanz. They complain about all that stuff. That's such a non-argument to me. It really is. This is not about looking alike or not looking alike. This is about saving lives. This is about keeping people healthy, which is also a big deal, by the way. We always speak about saving lives, but when do we speak about keeping people healthy? Right? You can also bet that the same anti-whites who force this disgusting diet onto people, or trying to force it, they are the ones who will eat the fresh lobster. Now they'll have a table strewn with the succulent pig with the apple in the mouth. They will have an entire ox on their table if they want to. No? They'll be eating the real beef, the healthy beef. Meanwhile, you and I, if it's up to them, yeah, will be riddled with insectoids. Talk about having a worm in your system, right? And what is the purpose of this, some might ask? Why would they do that? This is an excellent question. Simply because they want to be strong, physically, mentally strong, and they want everyone else to be weak. Why would you want to be strong and everyone else weak? So you can control them. And then the question falls, why would you want to control so many people? Because they're evil, they're pathological, they're anti-life. These miserable creatures, as they are, absolutely dislike laughter, they dislike life, they dislike happiness, and seeing it all over the place makes them, confronts them with their own misery. That is why. In short, there is far more to it, but that is being laid out by others, and yeah, I'll throw in two names, David Whitehead and Michael Tsarion. You may want to check those guys out for more on that. Been following them since the year began, a bit before, and if you want to know the more detailed parts of that, I can recommend you look at those two. Having that said, insectoid indigestion. I think Hanz, what can I say? I just woke up this morning and I figured, like a friend of mine approached me, actually it was Southern Nordic, who mentioned to a friend, yeah, it's all behind the curtains. that something about this, and I thought to myself, what type of term can we use for that? I'm not sure if maybe someone is ahead of me, but I have definitely not heard it anywhere else. So there you go. Hanz has thrown it in the world. I'm gonna thump my chest a little bit and say that it starts with me, and I hope it starts with you as well, because I do not do this only for myself. That's not why I make these videos. That makes no sense. Why would I do that? And I would just be talking to myself while sitting in a tree here, right? Now, but it is for all of us to begin with this. Use the term, spread it far and wide, and have a laugh about it. Be happy about it. But when the time comes, be serious about it too. Just know who you can laugh with and who you have to be serious with about this. So long as people come to accept it, that it becomes indeed normalized. Oh, yeah, that's right. This is actually something you can also use for the vegetable cultists out there. It's a way of, I've said this before in other videos, the way how I look at the world is, what would my ancestors have done? That at least gives me some general guidance about what my actions should be in certain situations. And one of this is, would my ancestors have eaten of a pure vegetable diet? Well, that leaves me with the question, so I'm sitting in my Stone Age house with the buddies, and we figure out that the Stone Age fridge is empty. So what do? Well, we grab our spears, we grab our bows and arrows, we grab our fish hooks, we grab our nets, whatever it's gonna be, and we're off. And I leave you then with the question, yeah, sure, some people will say, but you can pick up fruits and vegetables along the way. Yes, absolutely, part of the diet, I've no doubt about that. But do you need a spear to hunt down a herd of carrots? Do you need a bow and arrow to take down flying flocks of cauliflowers? Do you need a fish hook or a harpoon even to be able to pull, onions from out of the sea, from out of the rivers? No. What did we use them for? Gazelle, deer, elk, mammoths as is possible, woolly rhinos, cave bears, cave lions, mountain goats, all kinds of fish, all of that. You can present that to these cults. So did our ancestors have spears to hunt down, carrots that are running all over the place? Or was it deer? Did we have a bow and arrow to prick down like ants? No. We use that to have meaty beasties on our table. And that is nature. Whether people dislike it or not stays in the middle. Nature has a brutal aspect to it. It's nobody's fault. But we are part of nature and we must live with that. The arrogance of saying I'm above nature is where it all goes wrong in the first place. But that is also another story altogether. But you can present this to people. It's like, okay, so did we have these spears for chasing carrots and onions, or did we have spears to chase deer and boar? And then you just leave that question, you leave them to answer that. And if they say something, oh, it's to fight other people, blah. It's like, oh, well, that's the bloodthirsty murderer in you who says that, isn't it? Sure, history is full of examples where these are also used on the foe, the enemy, what have you. Those who come to encroach on your land, for example. There is definitely that aspect to it as well. But that is far later. That was just, again, You know, if you really start looking at it, who's behind all of that, it's not so straightforward as they want you to believe it. But again, that's a story for another day. I wonder if there is yet something else worth mentioning in regards to insectoid indigestion. I can only hope that you guys will be using it as often as I will. I will make that statement. I'm insectoid indigestive. I cannot eat insects. It will make me ill. It will make me weak. It might potentially kill me, and it will definitely sicken me. So no, not in my mouth. And anyone who takes issue with that, well, no. They can stuff all the crickets and spiders and ants and who knows what else in their face if they want to, but not me. They can go right ahead. But guess what? Most of them, they'll be having, like I said, they'll be having the succulent pig on their table, if they can choose. They'll have the horse haunch and the ox tongues and all of that. The shark fin soup, you know, that sort of stuff. I think maybe I should leave it here. There was something else, but I can't think of it right now. I truly recommend making this part of your daily lexicon and spread it to people, you know. Insectoid indigestion. Very simple. Doesn't take much. It doesn't take much to explain, does it now? It's very simple. All else is just having the bravery to speak up about it. And if I may be so bold to you dear ladies, we understand that ladies in general are something that the world likes to listen to a little bit sooner than a man, and I hope you guys, well, or you ladies, take the forefront on that. That you go around and say, no, my children will not eat any insectoids because they're insectoid indigestive, and you big strong man, you must protect my children and protect me, protect yourself, that sort of thing, which is only right for you to do. Yeah, and anything else will just have to play itself out. And dare I say that this video is perhaps one you should share in circles where people discuss this. It's what, near 20 minutes. Yeah, okay, it's a bit longer than some people might like, but I like to think it's worth it. With that said, I'm gonna leave it here, and you all eat healthy, stay strong and healthy, and do not let anti-whites put anything poisonous or harmful in your mouth. With that said, you all have a good one, and bye bye.